All right, so this question says negative 5/4 times x equals negative 1/2. This one, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could get rid of those on the denominator, or you could just say, hey, there's the fraction, it's just 5/4. So put your hands out in front of you, and how do you undo negative 5/4? Got it. I'm just going to multiply by 4 over negative 5. Then this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Multiply by 4 over negative 5. So that goes to 1. That goes to 1. So I'm left with x equals 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 5 is 10. Negative times a negative is positive. Am I done? Nope. That equals... You simplify it down. You have to have the simplified answer to get it right, but I think you can do it. Next one is number 30. This one, again, it's nice because it's just decimals, and those you can put into your calculator. The fractions don't go into your calculator as well. So equals negative 11 and 2/10. All right, so I draw my line down. What is this 2.4 doing to the b? Right, it's multiplying. So what do you undo first? Plus. How do you undo the plus? You minus 5.6 minus 5.6. Be really careful. A negative and a negative. You might say, but it's minus. Right, but you could keep change. So they're both negatives. We're going to add them together and keep the negative sign. So I get 16.8. And so 2.4. B. How do I undo that? I divide it. 2.4 divided by 2.4. When you get it, that goes to 1b. Is your answer going to be positive or negative? Good, negative. And then I'm not going to write down the answer for you because you have your own calculator. And if you don't, go find one. And you can do this piece on your own. Next. 4x plus 2 equals 28.4, but that's a negative. That one. I'm going to leave you to do this whole one on your own because that's just following the same process, and I think that you can do that one. So you can pause and do it, but I'm going to hop on to 32. 32. Negative 1/3 x plus 3 equals negative 1. There we go. You could, if you wanted to, multiply everything by 3 in there and get rid of that. If you want to do that, that's okay. But since there's only one fraction, I'm going to choose to do it a different way. I'm just going to choose to solve like I normally would. So you've got your do and undo, your timesing by negative 1/3, and you're adding 3. How do you undo that? Well, you would subtract your 3. And how do you undo times by 1/3? You times by 3 over negative 1. Because that, when you multiply those two together, you get 1. So, minus 3, minus 3. Negative 1 minus 3 does not have a 2 in it. So what is it? The negative team has 1, the negative team has 3, so I get negative 4. Drop down my negative 1/3 x. Put your hands out in front of you. How do you undo 1/3? Flip it. Got it. So we've got 3 over negative 1 times 3 over negative 1. Negative divided by negative is a positive. 4 times 3 is, I think you know it. You just write it down. I'm not going to write it down because you can do that. Keep going. 33. Ooh, these problems are a lot faster. 2/7 k minus 1/14 k equals negative 3. Again, there's a bunch of different ways that we could do this, but I'm looking at the bottom thinking, I don't like it, so I'm going to get rid of those fractions. What goes into both 7 and 14? You got it. So I'm going to multiply everything by 14. So 14 times 2/7. 14 times 2 divided by 7 gives me 4. All Alright, so my screen disappeared for a second, so if there was a little jog in there, very sorry. But what I did was the 14 times 2 divided by 7 gave me the 4k. Then 14 times 1 divided by 4 gives me 1k. Now, is that a positive 1k or a negative? Got it. And then 14 times negative 3. 14 times negative 3, negative 42. So I draw it down. Hey, what in the world is going on over here? I've got a 4k and a 1k. How many k's is that? 3 k's equals negative 42. How do I undo the 3? Divide by 3. So k is going to be, is that a positive or a negative? Negative something. What the something is, you need to figure out. Next, where are we at? 34 and 35. I'm going to leave those for extra credit. So if you get them, awesome, but I'm not going to walk you through them because I want to see what you can do. There's just some distributive property in there, which you've been distributing all day, so I think you can do that. Then 36 is my last one. It says 1.2c plus 2.6c equals 4.56. Uh-oh, everything has a c on the left side. What am I going to do? Just squash them together, combine the like terms. 1.2c plus 2.6c makes 3.8 c's equals 4.56. Now what do you do? Well, if this is times, how do you undo times? Yeah, divide by 3.8. So this is the last one you need to do. Take out your calculator. 4.56, divide that up by 3.8, and that will give you your C. So there you go. Hopefully that made the assignment not as bad as maybe it was before. And just keep pressing through it. After you sleep on it one night, it may not be all well yet, but it will be better in the morning. And we'll keep practicing on it. And by the time you are a junior in high school, you'll probably think that this is fun. So have a great night.